Hello friends, and welcome back to the kitchen. This is what's going on here today in the kitchen. I've never had this before. I'm going to be making, and I don't know if you've made this before, but I guess we'll make it together and see how it is. When I was cleaning out the freezer, I found a big bag of tater tots, and I'm going to be making the Pioneer Woman's Tater Tot Casserole. So let me tell you what I did. I need 2 cups of cheese, and I know that's more than enough, but I wanted to add in a different type. So it's like 2 cups of cheese, it's 10 eggs, it's milk, salt, pepper, parsley, scallions, however you want to say it, sour cream, and I think I just named everything. Except it has a little 4-ounce jar of pimentos. I'm not going to be adding them. So that's what we're doing here today. Different. I was going to give the whole bag to my son, but I haven't really seen him. And I don't want to just throw it out. So, Pioneer Woman Tater Tot Casserole we're going to make today. I'm omitting the pimentos because I don't have them. But you can add them if you want. So, I took a pack of bacon that Thomas gave me. I'm going to put this in the oven, get that to cook. I like to do bacon in the oven. It makes less mess. Just use like a little cookie rack. And I'm using Jean's old cookie sheet. The cheese I already did with this KitchenAid attachment that I'm sure you saw before. So I got the cheese done that I wanted. And I have the sour cream out. So I'm going to get the bacon in and then I'll come back and I guess we'll pull this whole recipe together. It does say a 9x13 glass pan sprayed. So I'm going to get the bacon in and get that cooking. You can omit the bacon, I guess, if you want, but I did catch her video, and I looked up the recipe. This is a whole pack, but the pack is, let me see, 12 ounce is the pack, but you only need 8 ounces of bacon, so a little extra bacon isn't going to kill anyone, because I'll leave the rest for them, they can eat it. So this is going to go in the oven. I have the oven on 350. We're going to start cooking up the bacon. And then I'll come back. Once I have the tater tots out, I'm going to cut up some green scallion. And guess we'll pull this together. So hang tight. Everyone, I have the bacon out. And I just cracked, let me move this closer, 10 eggs. I will adjust you, 10 eggs into the bowl. Now, I just reread, I'll move my cord. I just reread the recipe. And it says you can make this in advance and put it in the refrigerator for up to 24 hours. But you have to make sure that your tater tots are not frozen. They either have to sit out room temperature for over 2 hours or, which there goes the mic. They either have to sit out for 2 hours or you make it the next day. So I have 10 eggs in here. And let me grab this real quick. So I wanted to play around and see because I didn't notice that myself. That's why I'm telling y'all. You have to take your tater tots out. They can't be frozen. I started defrosting some tater tots ever so slowly on the defrost button on Jean's microwave. It's a KitchenAid. And the second batch is in the microwave. Because I'm not really sure about the pan. It says a 13x9. And Jean only has 2 pans here, so we will make the best out of it. So let me wait for this to come out of the microwave. Okay, so like I was saying, I started to nuke mine, and the last batch was maybe nuked a little too much, but we will make do. All right, 10 eggs I cracked are in the bowl. I'm going to give these a whisk, and we are going to make the Pioneer Woman's Tater Tot Casserole, which I've never ever made before, but I want to break the eggs up. It's 2 cups of cheese, and you save a cup for the top. So fresh eggs. Just want to make sure the yolks are all broken up. And now I'm going to go in with the 2 cups of milk. I had to pause it and tell my little dog to stop barking. So 1 cup of milk going in. And we shall see how this all turns out. Okay, didn't emphasize fresh parsley or dried parsley, but it says to save some, so I'm going to put a lot of the parsley right in. And then I have salt and pepper. And if all the parsley goes in, no big deal. I'll just sprinkle a little bit more. But it didn't say whether fresh or dried, so I'm using homegrown but dried. Giving that a good whisk. Now, it says to do the rows of, and the neighbor's dog is barking, rows of the tater tots. We're going to add a cup of the cheese into here and a half a cup of sour cream and some of our scallions or scallions, however you say them. They needed to be finely cut, and I did do that. Like I said, I'm just not sure about Jean's pan. Before I go and start layering it, I'm going to need to spray it, and if I need to defrost some more tater tots, I will, but I wanted to make sure I emphasized to make sure that you take your tater tots out in advance. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so let me show you this. This is a Pyrex, and it doesn't say it's a 9x13. I'm just not sure if it's going to hold it all, so I have that pan now out as a just in case, and here's our other pan. Let me move you this way. And move. And then there's this one, which does not say 9x13 either. So, I don't know how high it'll rise. So, I guess we'll just go with this one. Because it seems like a lot of... Well, it's 10 eggs, so that's a lot. So, we're going to spray this. I already washed it. I'm going to put this pan back. Which made a lot of racket. I'm sorry about that. So... It says to spray your pan, so let's do that. Okay. The bacon is done and cooling. Well, it should be cooled enough by now. So I'm going to get started. Let me move the cheese. I'm going to get started with chopping up the bacon. And we still have to put a half a cup of sour cream into the egg mixture. So, if you know anything about Ree Drummond, which is the Pioneer Woman, she had a lot of kids. Apparently this is an older recipe. If you've ever made this before, leave me a comment down below. Because I never had, which I'm really surprised. So, smaller pieces for the bacon. And I did a little extra bacon. I guess if you want to make this and you don't want the bacon, don't put it in. You could probably do this with ground meat that's cooked and drained. I'm going to finish this little side. Figured I'd chop some with you. Like, they're not even bite-sized pieces. It just says finely diced bacon. So I'm just going to go over it, which I don't know what could be wrong with bacon. Basically, the cream and milk is like a custard. So, okay, that looks good to me. I'll save this for my dogs, and we'll cut up this. Okay, so now let's get our 1 cup of sour cream I'm sorry, half a cup of sour cream in here with the eggs, salt, pepper, parsley. I wanted to use up the rest of my sour cream from this container. So let's see if we have exactly half a cup, which I think we will. Let me get a little scraper. Scrape the rest of this out of there instead of putting it in. It might be one little dab short. When I went to Sam's, I bought the squeezable. I haven't been making my own sour cream since I've been here, so I want to top off this half a cup. So we need just a little bit more sour cream. We're going to go right in with the half a cup. Okay, there's the sour cream. And let's preheat the oven to 350. Let's get that going. This will go on in the oven, 350, for 50 to 60 minutes, is what the directions said. So, let's start getting the sour cream mixed in. Break it up a little bit. I should always keep a towel under it because I know it makes a lot of racket. Sorry. This could be good for a Super Bowl. This could go good as a side. I'm going to go in with scallions. It says to leave a little bit of the green, so I'm going to leave a little bit. And I think after we mix this in, it's just the bacon. Okay, let me put you towards the pan now. Make sure I have you correct. And we're just going to start layering tater tots. Like I said, I had this humongous bag. You need a 32-ounce bag of tater tots. My bag is a big bag. So, I'm supposed to lay them in a row. I mean, obviously mine are sitting out now, but that's one instruction that I overlooked. So I'm just going to take what I have that's thawed. I'm going to just start making rows with tater tots. And I still have to add the 1 cup of cheese inside the milk egg mixture. Almost forgot. I hope this turns out good because it's something different. I think she explains that when it's done, you let it cool, and then you cut squares of it. It's like the tater tots mold into everything. So I'm trying to make sure I have nothing but whole tater tots. Not any broken ones. And we're just going to layer these throughout this whole pan. So a few in here are broken. We're going to need another layer of tater tots on the top. So let me get rid of this big chunk that fell apart. Okay, I'm going to finish layering the tater tots. I'll bring you back. Okay, so there's all the tater tots. And nuking some did not work out. So, we'll do the best we can do here. So, that's the first layer. Let me turn you around back to the bowl of our egg, sour cream, milk, and herbs and scallion bowl. And it says 2 cups of cheese. So, one for the top. So, there's the cheese that I grated up earlier because I wanted a little bit of both. So, okay. There's our 1 cup. Move that out of the way. And we are going to get our cheese in. Hopefully this pan isn't too big or not too small. So let's get all the yum yums out of this. Whoops, we have to add the bacon. Let's get the bacon in here. Mix the bacon in really well. Okay. Now we're going to take this bowl. Make sure you can see. And we are going to start pouring it all over. Scrape this out of here. Some bacon was left behind. And then you want to spread it out as evenly as possible. Like so. And now what it says to do is to go on top with an extra layer of tater tots and then cheese. So I'm going to put the next layer of tater tots on there. And then I'll bring it back when it's ready to go in the oven. But seems kind of easy. Okay, there it is. It's all done. And the next thing it says to do is try to push the tater tots down in to absorb some of the milk. We're going to be covering this with foil. But we have to let this sit a few. So that it has a chance to get absorbed by some of the custard liquid. So this, like I said, really didn't take that long to put together. It'd be great for Super Bowl. Be great really for any time. So while that sits a few minutes, I'm going to start cleaning up and then we'll push it down one more time. Put the cheese on and then we're going to bake it. Okay, friends. I was letting that sit for quite a little bit. I still have some scallions over there, but I did a refresh, emptied the drain board, washed the dishes, dried the dishes, clean hands. We're going to give this one more push down. I don't recall seeing it say cover up with foil. So we're going to get this. It's about as far down so I can get them to go into the milk, which is what the instruction says to do. Plus, I want to get this video done for you and get it out there. So next time you're food shopping or something and you see tater tots on sale, if you should make it, if you love it, I'm sure your kids will love it. And like I said, this would be great for Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm just going to quick wash my hands off. And we are going to get ready to put this in the oven, 350, 50 to 60 minutes it says. Again, I don't remember if it says cover with foil, so I'm going to go in with some extra cheese. Because it required 2 cups, and I'm using 2 different types of cheeses. Sharp cheddar cheese and a Monterey Jack cheese. So we're just going to cover this up. And I was pretty sure I grated absolutely more than 2 cups of cheese. So we want to spread this around. A little bit more in the middle. And that looks good. And then a little bit of the leftover scallions, scallions. Right across the top, make it look all pretty. And there you have it. Pioneer Woman's Tater Tot recipe. We're going to see how it is. That's what it looks like. Let me see if I could fix this very quickly. Give you a closer look because that yummy goodness. Okay, it's going in the oven. 350. It says 50 to 60 minutes. So I will bring you back as soon as it comes out of. Okay, everyone. Timer went off. I did end up putting some foil over it. Maybe quarter of the way of being done. So let's reveal this and see what it looks like. And it does say you have to let it cool before you go cutting into it. Oh, bam, look at that. That looks pretty amazing. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. It looks really good. Some of them got toasty on the top. I didn't want them too dark. But if you can see when I take my finger, some of them are still kind of soft, which is good. So that is what it's looking like. And I guess when we go to cut into it for dinner, I'll just have to patch these pieces together. I will bring you back when I go to cut into it because I literally am just taking it out of the oven and I don't want it to accidentally fall apart. So there it is. I will bring you back once I go to cut a piece. Okay, so it's still pretty steamy. I took the foil off and we're going to cut into this and try a piece and see what it looks like, even though I think this is going to be for dinner tonight or to go with dinner. I'm going to cut a piece with y'all. Look at how great it looks. Looks so good. If you hear any noise in the background, it's just Jean's dog getting a drink of water. So I left it cool for probably about 10 minutes. Oh my goodness, Powder, you okay, buddy? Okay, let's see if we can get this out of here. I probably should be using a spatula. That's what I'm thinking here. I went for an end, obviously. Yeah, use a spatula. Look at the inside of that. Tater Tot Casserole by Pioneer Woman. Okay. Let's try a piece of this and see how it is. Get a fork. And I will try to get this video out for you as fast as possible. Okay, I'm just going to go for this piece that I cut and broke. It's really, really hot. Hold on. Well, it's really good. It just needs a little bit more salt, but it's really, really good. And you can see what the custard base does. It has to come out like in a whole piece, and that's what the layers look like. Let's see if I can get a piece of bacon out of this. But it's still piping hot. See if I can get a little bit of everything. We'll try another piece. Very, very good. A definite must-try recipe. It is steaming hot. Tastes amazing. There it is. It's really, really good. And this is the first time I'm making it. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but very impressive. So, kudos to Pioneer Woman on her tater tot casserole recipe, because it's really good. And your kids will love this. I think even your husbands will love it. She is right. The tater tots kind of just mold together all in one, which for some reason this kitchen is looking awfully dark again. There we go. Let me see if I can get you so you can see the layers. Oh, it's so good, my friends. All right. Well, I'm going to leave the recipe down below on this one. I would highly recommend it. I would make it again, and so far I wouldn't change anything. So I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Give it a try. If you've already tried it, comment down below. And yeah, it's really good. If you are new here, maybe think about subscribing. It won't cost you anything. And leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And I still had some in my mouth. It's so good. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I will see you on the next one.